What is up, you guys? I am currently working on some content strategy planning for my Series 2 and kind of what my brand looks like for the next 6 months going forward. I've written some things down here that I want to work on, and I want to show you guys how I'm planning on taking everything up a notch, and I thought it would be a great idea to give you guys kind of a behind the scenes of how my brain works and how I am thinking of things. So hopefully you guys will be able to take something away from this video and learn something and apply it to your own journey. So let's hop into it. So the big theme with Series 2 is for us to go out and take what isn't given. In my first series on YouTube, I essentially made a bunch of videos, and then over on Twitch, I just streamed a bunch, and for both platforms, I just kind of hoped that people would eventually come and find me. But this time around, we're going out into battle. I'm done holding back and worrying about having this perfect brand image and making sure I only make certain types of videos or being too afraid to make certain types of content because I feel like I'm not good enough. But we're done with that. We're going to take everything up a notch, and I'm going to make the content that I want to make and not have any hesitations, and I'm going to do what makes me feel happy. By the end of the series, I want to be at a place where I'm doing something truly unique and different from every other streamer out there. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like quite yet, but we're going to figure it out together. So with that, let's talk about my content strategy for Series 2. Okay, so I have my content organization tool, Asana, opened up here on my computer, and I've written some stuff down here just to kind of get my thoughts in order. This is the tool I like to use to organize all my video ideas, all of my kind of strategy stuff, my vision, my goals, all that good stuff. So let's talk about the 3 main things that I want to focus on over this next 6 months. The first main thing that I want to focus on is I want to have a cohesive brand image. This was something that was really lacking in my first series, was that I felt like my brand was certain things on certain platforms and certain things on others. And for me, at my core and my heart is that I am a content creator and gamer both equally. And so what this means for me is that I really need to start incorporating more gaming outside of just Twitch. So we really need to figure out what that looks like for each platform. For YouTube, this means I need to start uploading gaming videos onto my YouTube channel, which is realistically going to be compilations of multiple streams of mine and kind of putting them together to make kind of a cohesive story, if you will. And I don't want to just have a highlight reel of all my best plays. I don't think that's entertaining to watch, but essentially condensed versions of my streams that make sense. Then looking on to Twitter and Instagram, I don't want to have those 2 platforms just be mirror images of each other. So when I want to upload gaming content, I'm thinking for Instagram, I'm going to upload highlights and clips from my streams where it's showing off more of my personality as a person, and then the exact opposite on Twitter, where that's going to be more for like the cool plays for the actual gameplay. So that way those 2 platforms are going to be a little different. Speaking of those platforms, the second thing that I really want to focus on over these next 6 months is really stepping up my game for Instagram and Twitter. I genuinely feel like I am starting from square one with these platforms, so over the next couple of months, I'm really going to pay attention and continuously ask myself a bunch of different questions. Who do I think have solid Twitter and Instagram accounts? What are they doing right? And what can I take away from all of these different people and just take what I like and do it better than them and kind of have my own version of my own voice on my Instagram and Twitter. Personally, I know I really need to start posting daily Instagram stories to help bring you guys into my life a bit more. And as for Twitter, I definitely need to start taking advantage of actually making connections and networking with people, because I know for a lot of content creators that are not in the gaming sphere, they definitely say that Twitter is dead. A lot of people don't even focus on it, but for us gamers, we definitely know Twitter is where it's at. People are extremely active on there, and it is one of the best and easiest way to make connections with not only your viewers, but other content creators as well. So I don't want my Twitter just to be another place where I go and drop a bunch of spam links, essentially. I want it to be a place where I'm actually using it the right way to connect with viewers and other content creators. Now, the third thing that I need to figure out is my content schedule for the next 6 months. The truth is, I don't want a strict schedule. I think announcing schedules to your viewers is extremely overrated. I know so many experts on YouTube and Twitch all say you need to have a strict schedule and stay to it exactly, or your viewers are just not going to be around, but I don't think that's true at all. I know personally for me, I could not tell you the upload or stream schedules for the majority of my favorite creators, so I personally think it's a bit overrated. And yeah, sure, if you're that type of person that really thrives on having a good schedule and it keeps you going, by all means do it. I'm just saying I don't think it's necessary for every single streamer out there. A big reason why I want to chase this crazy dream of mine is to have more freedom in my life, not less of it. Now that said, I do thrive under pressure, so I do like kind of having some sort of a loose schedule to myself personally, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it if I have to push a video out a day or two, or if I stream a couple of hours later than what I wanted to. For a while in Series 1, I tried sticking to a strict schedule, and it worked for a while, and I got a lot of content out, but in the end, I ended up burning out, and that's the last thing I want to have happen in this series, so I am going to go a bit of a different route, and hopefully it works out. So now moving on to my platforms and the amount of content that I would actually like to see on them. For my YouTube channel, ideally, I would like to put out at least one video a week on average, and that includes one gaming video a month, one tech or tutorial video a month, and then kind of fill in the rest with weekly vlogs. For my Twitch, I ideally would like to stream around 3 times a week for roughly about 3 hours each time. And again, not necessarily on specific days or times, because I have tried that in the past, and if you have to force yourself to stream at a certain time just for the sake of meeting your schedule, having a low energy stream and when you're not in the mood is just a poor experience for your viewers, and I honestly believe it does more harm than good. And then for my Twitter, I would at least like to have one tweet a day that's kind of just whatever I'm thinking of the day, and then a couple of other tweets to other people for networking and just interacting with others. And then ideally 2, maybe 3 times a week, I can do some sort of those gaming highlights that I mentioned earlier, so that way I have a lot of different type of posts on my Twitter and just really start to use it as a communications platform to other people and showing what I personally enjoy in life. And then lastly, for Instagram, I really want to try and have at least 1 post a week. Right now, that is pretty hard with the whole situation in the world going on right now where we're all stuck inside, so I'm gonna have to get a little creative with that. But on top of that, I do want to start posting weekly gameplay clips, so ideally there would be 2 Instagram posts a week. And then of course, on top of that, I really need to get better about doing daily Instagram stories. It is something I'm definitely lacking in, but I just need to get in the habit of posting a lot more stories, and we'll get there eventually. Now, speaking of eventually, trying to do all of what I just said while working a full-time job is a lot to handle. So this definitely isn't just going to happen overnight and just instantly I'm running on all cylinders on all of my platforms and everything's good. This is definitely going to be a kind of slow ramp up over the next couple of months until I get comfortable doing a couple of steps at a time, and then we'll eventually get to this place of what I just described and everything will be very good across all platforms. There actually is a 4th thing that I do want to focus on over these next 6 months, but it isn't quite as strategic as the others. But it is that I really want to improve my health, both physically and mentally. For the last year, I just really tried to grind it out, and as a result, I essentially spent all of my waking hours outside of my day job just really focusing on making content. And after a while of doing that, of a lot of sleepless nights of me staying up until 2 or 3 in the morning and only getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep day after day, week after week, and honestly month after month, and it was really bad. I definitely saw and felt the effects of it. So for the next 6 months, I really want to get back to a place where I'm happy with my physical self and my mental self. Right now, honestly, I feel like I'm at a very good mental place, especially with kind of this fresh start, but I'm going to pay close attention to the signs that I am burning out, so I will know to take my foot off the pedal a bit and kind of pull back just slightly so I get back to a good mental state and then continue on. And as far as my physical health goes, I feel like that will come in time, especially with me being in a good mental state. I know for me personally, when I'm in a good mental state, my physical health kind of follows suit, and that plus I need to eat better and be more active, so all of that combined, I feel like I will get back to a good place. Hopefully, as a result of me working on improving my health, that will then trickle on down into my content, which I should be a lot more productive and happier, and hopefully you guys will be able to see that. So that is what I am working on for Series 2, and I'm so excited to bring you guys along through this journey where we can all grow together, and it's gonna be really, really exciting. I'm really stoked for the next 6 months. And if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe so you can continue to follow along through this journey. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.